Good morning, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are making taco soup for lunch. So it's going to take a second and show you what we're going to be using in our taco chili soup. We're using venison, deer meat, I never say it right, corn, 2 zucchini, 1 squash. My fresh veggies are peppers, onions, and celery. When you're following someone's recipe, if you don't like something they're using, just leave it out. I didn't bore you with the chopping of this. Now we're going to get started. I use avocado oil. I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And then I make a chili crunch oil. And this is just going to give it some heat. We're going to go in with that. So I have in all my fresh veggies, and we're going to turn this on about medium to high. And we're going to let all of these veggies sweat down. And I'll be back whenever we add in our meat. So this morning I took the pumpkin that I canned and made pumpkin pancakes and pumpkin muffins for my sweet husband to have for breakfast this week. So these have been going for about 4 minutes. This is what they look like. They will continue to cook as the meat cooks, so we're going to go ahead and put in our meat. Now we're going to go in with our deer meat. Adding some of my seasoning on top. If you'd like to know how to make this, you can go back. I do have a video. We use this for everything, meat, vegetables, you name it. This is what our meat mixture looks like. And we're going to go in with a heaping tablespoon of garlic. Going to give that a stir. So this is not something that you would typically put in a taco soup, but we have a lot of little sweet potatoes that we had to get out of the garden before the ground froze. And so I have been adding sweet potatoes to my soups. I actually did a potato soup for my boy yesterday. We went to visit him after work and had lunch with him, and I took the homemade pot of potato soup and I added sweet potatoes. It was really good. So we're going to let these cook down for just a second, and then I'll be right back. So the next two things going in are vegetable broth. That's homemade vegetable broth, and a jar of tomatoes from the garden. I always check my seal before I open them, just to make sure that I don't have a false seal, and both these jars were good. In goes the broth. In goes the tomatoes. To that, we're going to add another half a jar of water. Now we're going to go in with our veggies. These are from 24, so I'm trying to get these frozen vegetables out of the refrigerator so that I can make room for more meat. This year, I actually canned all my veggies. Yes, these are really more than a year old, but if you vacuum seal your stuff before you put it in the freezer, they will not freeze or burn. Give this a stir. I'm going to cut the corn off of the cob, and we'll add that in. So I actually only used 2 small cobs. It's about how much corn. So if you're not doing fresh, you could just do 1 can of corn in this recipe. In with the corn. So other than some fresh cherry tomatoes, I will add to this also. Those are our veggies, except for a jar of black beans. So I canned my own beans, checking the seal. It's ridiculous what the grocery store wants for a can of black beans, so I buy a bulk size bag and I pressure can them myself. In with the beans. When you can your own beans, they soak up a lot of that water, so they need a little assistance coming out of the jar. Gonna give this a stir. And now we're gonna go in with all of our wonderful seasonings. We are gonna need chili powder, paprika, turmeric. Oops, we do need taco seasoning also. This is the one I'll use. So a nice palm size of taco seasoning. Paprika, I do probably about 2 tablespoons of paprika. Chili powder is about the same, 2 tablespoons of chili powder. And just a pinch of turmeric. I'm gonna go in with a second one. So I put turmeric in all of our soups. They are good, it's good for inflammation. And with Kelly's herniated disc in his neck, it helps. This is another thing that goes in all of my soups. Worcestershire sauce. We're gonna give this a stir. We're gonna bring this to a rapid boil. Now we're adding in the fresh tomatoes. Now we're gonna go in with some salt and also with some pepper. So we're gonna add a lid and we're gonna turn it down to low and just let it simmer. This is what our finished product looks like. We'll pair it with some cheese and some sour cream. I left my sour cream at the office, so we're only going to add some cheese. And of course, we have to add some cowboy candy on top. You could do some Fritos, Doritos. We're just trying to eat healthier, no processed foods. So that's lunch. Bon appetit.